what is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2003 album by the rapper Lamar. Basically, this product is called Rated R, and it came out in the fall of 2003. So within fair about it here, this is a request review by Larry the Batman fan. As far as these pitch, going to have an excellent type pitch to get towards this one within these fairs. The excellent fair about this product, yeah, it has some buzzing type appeal, and the fair about it is, in particular, is just the factoid that for 2003 it has some real good glam factor about it that's actually pretty within a good assortment of things ahead of the times within some of the pitches. Now, there were hit songs around this time in 2003, obviously songs like Never Scared by Bone Crusher, In the Club by 50 Cent, PIMP by 50 Cent, some of these type ones. Some of these type pitches, even 2002 with vibes by Eminem like Business and like club songs from Eminem from 2002 like Business and Square Dance, some of those type ones within pitch like that. It's kind of variety as far as saying paying attention towards it. It has some good abness, but it's just that it's a good type flair within the pitch as far as paying attention to the factoid that in terms of like there's at least one song on here which is particularly My Story that has like a real nice trap flavor about it, which is kind of gave me vibes of things for like 2010, 2011 fairs like that. So some pitches like that on here. This is pretty club centric within type tones, so section type pitches. There's varieties that kind of feel like early bird, kind of Yin Yang Twins and Lil Jon type vibes within pitches like that. So it has the fair like a good ear to like the streets in terms of like the aspect, like some goings on, but it's an overall connecting kind of roundup within some stuff fair as far as these pitch kind of have. So it's just the aspect as far as saying it's kind of like how Tech N9ne was in 2002, 2003, how he was kind of the shit around those particular times, but it's kind of the pitch that the commercial kind of complex didn't pick up as heavily within pitches like that. But it's just kind of fair. Kind of this feels like an absolute power type album within pitch like that. It seemingly didn't have any charting singles. Now within the pitch, even with this album being on Spotify, it really didn't have any songs that collectively collected more than 1,000 hits on here. So it's real super low key within these pitches. At least it's on Spotify, which is excellent type of deals, but it's just within pitch for saying less kind of complex kind of attention. But yeah, this album's gonna get a 10 out of 10 pitch like that. Just within variety, just real app type fair. Some of these type aspects kind of tackles a number of things. Has some Lil Jon type vibes on here. Has some mild trap type flavors. Has some Master P. This particular album has some Master P kind of day strut and kind of slummish kind of passage pitch like that. Some stuff fair is pretty similar to like Preachers in the Hood with some of that particular aspect, but it's good type flair as far as the pitch kind of happens within the variety. It's excellent type pitches within the variety as far as those fairs can have and paying attention towards the flair about it. So it's just the pitch as far as saying the particular aspect of there is some day tackle on here within certain type of senses, but this is actually a good product to just like a good embrace to kind of have for like the relief and more release of the day as far as these pairs can have and just to miss the pitch. Now it's not as full bound within complex. I think probably Lamar within certain senses probably gets some drink and smoke in the system pairs like that, but it's kind of pitch as far as saying the product kind of about it is just as far as just definitely some appreciate the scenery and just kind of have some kickback within the fair of recreation type product. Definitely, there's some moments on here more so in like the full bound complex for like aspects of appreciating like some mixtape kind of gab with your pals and the aspect of like extra kind of thoughts of just the aspect of DVD kind of pickups within the fair. Not so much pickups in terms like the shopping of it, but just figuring out like the next mode, having like a few extra moments to kind of figure out, okay, what movies am I going to fuck with across the next good while. Some of stuff fairs just cropping up some movies fairs like that, figuring out some Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Rock type movies to kind of fuck with within some of those type within some of those type tones as far as like the aspect of just things like that, this meme type fair, figuring out surfing through know your memes, some stuff pitches, just varieties within. It's not every last particular moment on here that kind of has that, but there is some complex for just the aspect of this kind of in-between type fashion. So just some intake that's not necessarily like grind mode type fashion. So it's just a pitch extra time, but it's not like it's a waste of the extra time. It's just kind of pitch as far as just saying fun fair that doesn't have as much to do with like the full-blown favoring of a pitch like that. But yeah, there's focus on here, good pitch like that, good aspects. There's some flares, have some divas in mind, pitch like that, definitely the variety. Just pick up like Pop-Tarts and plushes, some of these type of things, aspects like that, some gel pens, some of these type of tones in the pitch. Good excellent product, but this is fair as far as saying good excellent product on here. So I recommend all 13 songs of this album. The two songs I'm going to talk about first are the two ones that Larry the Batman fan recommended to me, which are Lockdown and Access Denied. So within these pitches, as far as these varieties kind of happen, so just understand within the concept that once again, these songs, looking this album up on Spotify, does not have any designated type ones that have like the most particular have the most beelines to go for in terms of popularity, but it's good type pitches. So Lockdown, the first song that Larry the Batman fan showed me pitch like that. Some excellent stuff. It's like a nice funked out kind of neighborhood bop through, I'd say, pitch like that. Have like a cold Smirnoff in hand, some stuff. Fairs definitely appreciate like the day shine as far as these fairs gonna go. Same shit, different day, just in a usual slog type factor. But the aspect behind it is it's a dreary type song, good aspect with like the funk trip and pitch like that within like a good bopping type flavor. But it's the pitch as far as saying it's just the aspect of it's not kind of in a foul sense. It's just the aspect, definitely good sunlight type fair sunny type pitch is just like a standard type aspect, probably gold eyes pitch like that. Just good quality smoke fair in your system. It's fairs like that. Just shopping runs, pickups and DVDs, fairs like that. So standard pitches. It's kind of appreciate like the outing type fair. Good nice trekking run in commerce also on top of that. So this kind of aspect, probably in terms of a makeshift type bed, probably just be a nice funked out type one for some knock, just within like the concept of something to listen to, probably past 330 pitch like that. But it's just kind of fair, just like a strut along neighborhood jaunts. Access denied, the other song that Larry the Batman fan showed me is hitting as well. It's like a thrilling kind of nightclub tear up to get here, just bust move definitely, just mozzarella's for have some mozzarella sticks nearby for flames, pitch like that. Just long combos, something stuff there. It's just good memes, kind of bust out, something stuff products. So just the aspect of getting to the release. The memes kind of on standby. It's like, yep, can't wait to spill this one to folks. Pitch like that. Just good. Appreciate like some good thorough kind of club combo and pitches like that and connect as far as these first guys. So just excellent with the pitch. That's kind of within the fair. I mean, obviously within this pitch, this has some good type job about it to kind of get crunk within club type fashions pitch like that. But it's also just the fair more booth mingle, something stuff aspects. Just pretty much appreciate the scenery once again. Just more in like the night fair. So just kind of pitch as far as doing that. Good excellent products. Some of these type ones. The song Hey Ya was a hitting type ones, like a solid mild crunk and dance club kind of poundage to get here, pitches like that. Just a hood hop definitely I'd say. Vehicle thump I'd say within these aspects, good song to get lit to. Something that fares just overall lit, just in terms of fun factor, just get torched to. Something that fares just overall fun to kind of get. So it's just the pitch. Some of these type ones definitely within varieties feels like old school kind of 2001, 2002 yin yang twins within pitches like that. But it's also this variety as far as just like that particular tear up, just kind of a vanilla kind of crunk type song within the pitch. It is basic kind of loud pepper just out in the fray. Standard noise pitch like that. So this is basically some early 2000s kind of marinate, but it's just good pitch as far as these varieties kind of have them, because it's the pitch as far as saying it's not as if there were like 10, 20, 30 of these types of songs, probably apart from Pastor Troy, Ying Yang Twins, and Little John, just from the fairs. This kind of aspects as far as saying it's just some good type pitches, just from the aspect. It's kind of the fair. This is around the time when Salt Shaker and Get Low by Little John and Ying Yang Twins, those type ones were starting to catch on real heavily. So prior to those type ones, it's mostly diss songs like Move Bitch and Saturday by Ludacris, those type fairs, but just good type pitches, paying attention. It's just some good aptness kind of get towards like that particular kind of encompassment and thrillingness within those fairs. The hit song Hands Up is a nice one. It's like a city strut along to kind of get here pitch like that. Just good traffic and Chinatown light kind of free bass. I'd say here pitch like that. Definitely good nice one to pick up some egg rolls. Definitely within those players. Just some kind of just aspect of within the fair. Just more kind of detour type foods pitch like that. Not so much detour as if egg rolls would be, but just the pitch of this kind of feeling travel pitch like that. Just some DVDs kind of plots within those aspects. So this kind of fair as far as saying just the aspect of this mapping out, even if it's like at a restaurant fairs like that, just kind of surfing through your phone, so these stuff pitches, figure out the next moods, figure out like the next moods and modes as far as these pitches can happen, just within like the aspect of like, alright, I'm gonna fuck with this, fuck with like particularly Saving Silverman, some of these type ones pitched like that, like some of those Ben Stiller movies like Meet the Fockers pitched like that, some of these type ones. It's good excellent pitches getting towards. There's the one I'm trying to think of that came out in like 2001. I think it's like Zoolander. Yeah, some of those type ones Zoolander pitched like that. There's some good nice ones kind of get towards within the product, like some meme kind of plots and upgrade as far as those press guys action type pitches, but get some egg rolls in your system, good pitch like that, just some free bases kind of out in the detour type aspect pitches like that. It's All Love is a hitting type one. It's real appealing type ones, like a Wired and Razzled kind of later day kind of move around, I'd say, pitches like that. Just some spare time kind of gallivant. This kind of pitch of just getting some socialized within your system, just from the aspect of just having like some tear up, definitely having more than 2 or 3 zags, some pitches like that. So it's kind of one of those type ones, kind of a woozy, queasy type one, but definitely good, nice one to eat. Definitely good, nice one to eat a few Lays, original Lays pitches like that. So it's just kind of fair as far as saying, so it's kind of product disc. Now, not within the fair of being like a public kind of bother pitch like that, but just a variety of just appreciating like the times, just probably get torched some pitches like that. This alleyway kind of fun and some of those type fairs within the legality of a pitch like that, but just kind of variety as far as saying just some good type fairs, just appreciating like the pitch, just pick up like hella Chex Mix, hella Lays, some type fairs, just probably throw in like some gel pen purchases for like a flame pitch like that, since the price kind of keep within the aspect, just kind of the aspect of like the particular this extracurricular kind of gallivant and funds with it as far as those fairs going to happen. Another good free bass type song pitches like that. My Story is a hitting type one. Now, this is a very trendy type one, good excellent aspects here. It's like a glitzy kind of early bird trap flavored, kind of sprinkly kind of night traffic to get here pitches like that. It's kind of a miss, like some mild grind, I'd say. Probably with an aspect as well, just picking up Fritos pitches like that. My Story definitely feels like something Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, Yo Gotti would have done in like the 2010s, pitches like that. It's just some of those type pairs with an aspect, but it's just good type variety and just like a laid back kind of this icy type sense, but just good aspects within those tones. So this one kind of has this one kind of has particular grind, kind of post up type territory pitches like that, but it's not quite as heavily within like the aspect like the Frosty of really like the muscle arm kind of grit within some stuff. It's just kind of pitch. Just get some ease in your system, fares like that. It's kind of fair, just kind of like particular, simple type fares. Just take a couple hits off a drag, get some Fritos going, pitch like that. But it's just kind of variety, just kind of within the fair, just degrees of steadfastness, kind of within the aspect of this. Have some bustle about it, but not to the variety of it being like, have certain aspects of hustle about it, but not to the degree of having like a certain kind of like full bound kind of just argue within those pitches. But just good type variety is just kind of in motion pitch like that. The standard kind of more chill kind of grind type tune pitches like that. Mic check 1-2 is a hitting type one. It's pretty affable type one here. It's like a typical kind of blase, kind of mild conundrum fares like that. Some stuff fares more, not so much a conundrum in terms of like personal kind of squabble, bad hair day, but just a pitch of just figuring out this kind of within vibes. This standard bicker like, do I want original Doritos or Cool Ranch Doritos fares like that? Just like when Ludacris, someone like that would kind of say like the hardest decision, figuring out what car I want to drive pitch like that. Just some of those type decisions with an aspect for us the fares can happen. Just original or Cool Ranch Doritos fares like that, but just pick up gal like some socks, pins, some of these type fares with an aspects for us. These don't kind of just in between type fashion, just kind of the tone behind it, but this. It's a chum along type one. Paul Wall is pretty good at doing songs like this back in like the mid 2000s with like Chick Magnet and the People's Champs and stuff. Errors and like Color Change and Click Days with Chameleon Air, but it's just good pitch like that. It's kind of a pedantic and spiritual song, not pedantic in terms of foulness. Definitely appreciate the aspect of getting a song like this. Good throw-in type varieties, but this kind of pitch just has more blasé type fashions. That's pretty dope within those pitches. Good conundrum type song pitches like that, but just in a mild type sense. Trying to think of other ones I haven't talked about on here. I don't think I've talked about On Top of It Now. On Top of It Now is the hitting type one. It's like a solid kind of master peak on a day commute to get here and upkeep as far as these pairs can go. Definitely some Aaron Dean pitches like that. Just favor runs on top of that. Flames and Minor, just pairs of just folks, FAMs, and these type folks in particular. Just kind of half baked along the way. Some half bakes. This one the pitch that has some smokes in your system. If you don't have to drive or just a pitch, if you do have to drive, just have like zags for later once it's done within those pitches. But just kind of aspect, just kind of rolling through this pitch like that. Just typical type slog pitches like that. Say some stuff there. C West is a real nice one. It's like a good homies rumble and rec room kind of lounge kickoff to get within these products here. Just good aspects like have like a cheesy pizza. Definitely some Domino's that just looks absolutely Definitely some Domino's that just looks absolutely mouth-watering pitches like that. Definitely some Bacardi nearby. Some stuff pitch to just get the kickoff kind of going. Mixtape Gabs and stuff products. So just the pitch, just having like a good ensemble of these. Just like, oh, you got to fuck with this one particular pairs like that. Some stuff folks hella like. Thinking like Lil Wayne, Nelly, mixtapes, fairs like that within some type pitches. Probably some of those throw-in type ones, aspects like that, I'd have to say, but it's just good aspect for like pal type fairs. So it's kind of within pitch. Within the actual variety, yeah, there's moments on here with some of these type pitches, but within the variety of like the homie type fashion, I'd probably say songs like Access, Denied, C West, and stuff fairs, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying the actual kind of socialized kind of gal band within those types of senses. It's not as full bound within pitches like as many kind of complete boisterous kind of times. But I would say it'd be some good type pitches to bring some pals along for like the Aaron Dean type aspects fairs like that. But just pitches like that, just good nice one for like good homebound kind of rec room type fair pitch like that, just lounge type aspects. I don't think I'll talk about Way We Roll. It's a nice one as well. It's like some doldrums and soggy kind of ghetto day kind of passage kind of get here pitches like that. Just have like a paper bag, brown paper bag kind of beer and stuff fairs. Smoke a zag definitely, but just kind of get some redeem going. Just having like a set of bad hair days pitched like that is just kind of fair. Now, not to say within the aspect, I realize this is a religious type album, but with the aspect of saying redeemed, just kind of aspect of just getting back on the right track, some stuff fair as far as like the pitch of this. Like if you wasted $50 on a lottery ticket, something like that, kind of fair, just getting back to the grind mode of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, making your money back, some stuff fair. So not to get addicted to like gambling type fair pitch like that, but just a variety of discs. You kind of gain like 10 or 13 pounds, something like that, just lift a few dumbbells for the next few days. It's kind of pitch of just saying, yeah, I need to do some push-ups and sit-ups fairs like this, kind of pitch of just pick up a dumbbell or 3 pitches like that, since that fairs just get towards the product, just kind of, just redeem type mode pitches like that, but just kind of aspect, just the soggy type fair, probably throw like a flame favor in mind as well, pitch like that, just pick up like, get like a limited edition shirt for a flame pitch like that, since that fairs, but just aspects for saying, just some of those type fairs, just real kind of good slummish type 1 pitch like that, just kind of a ghetto type day, some stuff there, so just kind of rainy, not so much rainy, but just kind of soggy pitch like that. Some of those type 1s that just has very similar aspects, like Keep Your Head Up by Tupac, fairs like that, but good type pitches. Pay attention towards the ear. There's other type 1s trying to think about within these aspects, is trying to say, I think other type 1s. I don't think I talked about particularly Down for Life. This is a hitting type 1. Down for Life's like a solid rise and shine to get in like a slummish kind of slog and bramble as far as these pairs going to go. It's low key kind of day tackle here to kind of get just pick up like some puppy chow for like a flame pitch like that, just for like straightforwardness. Just thinking of folks who came through for you pitches like that within some type price. So it's this kind of pitch, but yeah, this is a good nice one. This is a throw-in type 1 within pitch because it's kind of like a trap type song within pitch. It's kind of a brooding type 1. It's the way Eminem would make songs like particular the way Eminem would make songs like Rock Bottom and pitches like that within some stuff appeals, but this kind of aspect of this, like, yeah, I rock with you, gonna get some upkeep going within pitches like that, gonna really be fire within some stuff aspects. So it's kind of tone as far as saying, but yeah, just pick up Puppy Chow straight. Pick up Puppy Chow, hold it down type planes, pitches like that, some stuff fair about it. It's kind of pitch as far as saying, it's kind of a good type 1. Now this is more amidst like probably like more 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning type fare if you do have like blue collar type fits to get to within that day push. But it's just good type fare, kind of keep that going just within a personal type fare. Just typical kind of brooding typeness of folks like particular Eminem and like folks like Eminem and Tech N9ne who are real good at doing those like the early 2000s pitch like that. So good type varieties. I think there's a couple more of these I haven't talked about on here, pitches like that, one of which is Ultimate Sacrifice. Ultimate Sacrifice is a nice one. It's like a jury but forward kind of day push to get here. Nice bass guitar about this song and sluggish kind of day fair. It reminds me of a pitch like that. It's kind of a slump type 1, so definitely has some red eyes, going to tear up in your system. This is actually one that kind of has like a solid kind of day pep about it within these pitches. It's kind of one of those type 1s where maybe there's been some rainy days recently, pitches like that, but it's kind of one of those type 1s that's just like, fuck it. Despite being kind of a smeared and kind of half slog type song pitch like that, have the smokes in your system, it's kind of pitch like, yeah, I'm going to get towards the grind mode. It's kind of pitch it is further type aspects, getting like the product of this, getting the muscle type fair about it, kind of going pitch like that. So this kind of aspect is good drive to come through type music within these pitches, even if you're not going to come through today, kind of within these pitches. If it's Tuesday, you're going to come through Thursday, something like that. So this kind of variety gets some smoke in your system Tuesday, Wednesday, but then the actual shed of coming through with your word pitch like that, saying, all right, Thursday, Friday, going to come through pitch like that. Some of the stuff varieties get fucked up now, then get towards it kind of pitch. This is kind of variety of just having like your dessert type first pitch like that. But it's just good aspects for us those first kind of, but just the product of it. I think the last one I haven't talked about on here is Time Is Now within these pitches for us the product's going to have. And Time Is Now is like a nice glared and mild shrill kind of post-hour afterthought to get here pitches like that. Just kind of it's kind of like a zigzag run pitch like that. Just snowballs for flames, something stuff aspects, just an awake type song. So definitely within pitch. So I do like the kind of mild kind of trap and this horrific type flares about this song as far as these pitch can happen, just with an aspect as far as saying, but just kind of one to kind of listen to once the tasks are done is figuring out the next moves and modes likes them tear up. Kind of a haunting type song with them pitch, this kind of aspect as far as saying this kind of after effect of this. It kind of has the haunting aspect of this like particular, it says the haunting aspect like personal kind of gripe pitches like that, but it's just kind of fair as saying just clear your head, some pitches like that, get some zigzags in your system, but definitely kind of zigzags and route pitches like that, have some snowballs definitely within those pitches, coconut candy, some of these type aspects, almond joys for like a flame, some of these type aspects and tones for these pitches. But yeah, definitely a wide awake type 1 pitch like that, figure out some tear up, kind of go in, chirp some folks, figure out the next mode. It's this kind of pitch. So yeah, there's some aspects on here. I do like the broodiness about the sound within these pitches. Has some aspects kind of, it's not as full bound haunted within the pitch like the aspect, but just some good type varieties as far as just like the typical. This has similarities like Eminem and Tech N9ne within these pitches, a good kind of assortment, kind of combines like Eminem and Tech N9ne with then folks like the mixes folks like Eminem and Tech N9ne with folks like Master P and Tupac. They're kind of leftover 90s type products as far as those pitches like those ghetto kind of day slog kind of rainy but gonna push forward vibes pitches like that amongst some stuff right. So it's just good type pitches, kind of that being the conduit within some stuff. So it's just excellent aspects within those products, this kind of brooding kind of slogged and ghetto type songs pitched like that, so excellent type varieties. But good aspects here, 10 out of 10 album pitches like that, just from varieties as far as saying some of these type products within that. So yeah, the aspect, the social score is going to get a 10 just within these pitches, just being able to say the aspect, this is kind of like a chip on its shoulder type album, which is excellent type pitch. So I do like the variety kind of amongst it. There's some good type moments just on top of that as far as like the fair, just saying, appreciating like the scenery, some of these type aspects, is kind of the tone of this particular, having extra type time for pitches, and just appreciating like the DVD type fair and just pitch like that, get some memes kind of on deck, some of this type fair. Just some good aspects, kind of throw in like the product, just like treats and things like that, gel pens and stuff, varieties for playing some mind, some of these type tones. Plenty of songs on here to get tore up to, pitches like that, some stuff there. So just the pitch on top of that, just like the chummish kind of like particular get along with them fairs like that. So some leftover type traffic with them pitches, but this kind of aspect of balancing it, not to the point where it gets kind of sweat ridden, and this kind of aspect of like horrid kind of arduous. This kind of pitch of this leftover erranding kind of wrap up, and this Bay favors or fam favors pitch like that just kind of get towards the product, just like steadfast kind of ness that just has it, but kind of in trap type sense to some of these type erranding and grind type songs, but this kind of pitch for us saying this good aspect within some type price, but just the aspect within a particular tone, it kind of has like a number of times where it just kind of has in a gas stuff where it's actually pretty pitching within like the aspect, just like the throwiness, so just nails it. It's kind of like a haunting kind of alternative to Master P and Eminem, so I pitched from the aspect, not quite a more haunting than Eminem, more haunting than Master P, but kind of within the variety of some of those type of products that just kind of getting towards the aspect of just kind of saying this has like a particular lane that kind of makes you wish there were more albums by Lamar pitch like that. He has at least the 2005 and 2007 or 1997 project. I'm not sure is that. Not actually his full bound sure as to how many projects he has within these pitches, but just feels like classic type of appeal. This aspect, just kind of like it's good, excellent aspects, and like a glue med kind of like ghetto type sense. This excellent type pitches for us. This first kind of just nails the appeal. Definitely some good aspect with like some bite and throwiness, get some smokes in your system, hypnotic fair pitches like that, and a few songs for your pals and flames definitely within these pitches. Makeshift as well. So in terms of future, like I don't know the particular age of Lamar pitches like that, but apparently he's been around since at least 1997 pitches like that. So Sobriety as far as saying this is a pretty hitting type album pitches like that. Sobriety as far as saying there's at least another album that came out in 2005. Once again, I'm not as full bound sure within the project as to how many full bound projects he has, but if I look up more of these, I would say if I do wind up finding more of these, I could probably get towards them within these pitches. But definitely excellent type varieties, classic type appeal pitches like that. It's an overall full bound type one that has some short type factors. It's a pretty interesting type album, good pitch like that. It's a real throwing kind of personal type doomness that works pretty heavily. It's real affable kind of personal type doomness that has some throwiness about it. This overall has the vibe that it just overall has some radio snap like 90s greats like Eminem and Master P and good flares like that.